Where's Skip at? Looking for Skip.
Right here.
There's Skip. I got my watch too. It started. Well, first of all, I want to say it's an absolute honor and pleasure to be here with you today. And I want to start off by saying thank you to the Badger Club for hosting this event. The Badger Club, he who digs deepest wins, so this should be fun. Are you ready, Jay? We're going to have fun. I also wanted to thank you, the audience, for being here, because there are so many other places you could be, so many other things you could be doing, but you're here today with us. Obviously, you care about your community, what goes on in your state and your nation. You care about the issues. And you know how extremely important that is in a state where 62% of the people in the primary election this year didn't even bother to fill out their ballot and send it in? 62%. 38% statewide of the eligible voters voted, and 62% chose not to. So I'm really proud of you, and I'm really glad you're here because you care about your community, you care about the issues, and you're willing to get involved and get answers, and so you can vote responsibly and with an educated mind. And not necessarily lastly, but I also want to thank Jay Clough for being here. I want to thank, wow, I didn't expect to get choked up. I want to thank Jay for running. Because he's stepping up and he's answering the call to his civic responsibility. And why is that important? What makes America great? We're a free enterprise country, and you know, what makes us great is competition. You know, the other day I was thinking about it. What separates DHL, Federal Express, and UPS from the United Postal Service? Competition. DHL, Federal Express, and UPS all competing against each other to deliver a better product, a better service at a better price, so they're going to be voted out of the system, in the free enterprise system that we have, by the people who they serve. And who runs the U.S. Department, you know, who delivers our mail? The government. And what competition do they have? None. And who is in financial straits right now? The Postal Department. So Jay, thanks for running, because when there's competition, it makes everything and everybody in the United States sharper. So would you please, I also want to thank Jay Clough for his service to our country. Served in the United States Marine Corps. And I would like at this time, if you'd have told me, if you have ever served in the forces of our country, the armed forces, would you please stand now? Anybody who served in our armed forces, I'd like to recognize you also for your service to our country. Thank you, Jay, for your service to our country, because, ladies and gentlemen, freedom is not free. Somebody's got to pay the price for it. And Jay Clough is one of those people who served in the United States Marine Corps and is willing to pay the price for our freedom. So thank you, sir. Now, I just want to say I live in the greatest community, in the greatest state, in the greatest nation of the world. It is such an honor to be a U.S. citizen. And I tell you, ladies and gentlemen, we have endless possibilities in this state and this nation. You know, right now we're fighting some economic trying times, but the possibilities are absolutely endless in Washington State and in America. This is still the land of opportunity. And this economic trying times is easily defeated by the people of the United States. How many times have we met challenges in our past history and we've won over them? Take, for instance, this year, in 17 days, will be the 235th anniversary of the signing of the U.S. Constitution. The very first Constitution in the history of our world was established in this nation. And who was it established by, for, and of the people, by the people, and for the people of the United States of America. And the people who deliberated over that, the 13 states, when they deliberated over that Constitution, the number one point of contention was not giving too much power to the federal government over the states and the people. They wanted to guard the rights of the states and the people. Also, do you realize this year, how many of you were there at the 70th anniversary of the Manhattan Project that we had at the Richmond Public Library? What a momentous day. The first operating nuclear reactor in the world was built and operated right here in Tri-Cities, Washington. And because of the hard work, the ingenuity, and the great minds of the United States of America, we were able to win World War II. And ladies and gentlemen, it started right here with the Manhattan Project, right here in the Tri-Cities. What a great place we live in. What great people I get an opportunity to serve as a legislator. I ask you a question. Who can raise their hand? Anybody willing to raise their hand and tell me what state the last 9 consecutive years has had the highest SAT scores in the nation? what state has, the last 9 years running, has had the highest SAT scores in the nation? No takers in the Badger Club? My goodness, I thought you guys were more courageous than that. Washington, there it is. Rick Jansen's president of the Russian School Board raised his hand. What state is it, Rick Jansen? Washington State. 9 consecutive years in a row. Highest SAT scores in the nation. Ladies and gentlemen, I keep hearing complaints about how we have this broken education system in Washington and in our nation, but Washington State, 9 consecutive years in a row, has done the best job in the nation preparing our students for college. So I think our teachers and our education system, although we can make it better, is doing a great job, and I applaud our teachers, and I applaud all those involved in education in Washington State. Energy. You know one of the reasons why they chose the Tri-Cities area, the Hanford Nuclear Reservation, to build the Manhattan Project? The Columbia River, and what was on the Columbia River? Hydroelectric dams that produced what? Lots of power, affordable power. You know, just the other day, I got to be at a meeting with Doc Hastings, my U.S. representative, who had a Save Our Dams meeting at the track. It was incredible, ladies and gentlemen. Why is it that Washington is able to compete against other states in the nation, have a competitive edge? Because we have cheap hydroelectric power and lots of it. And I totally and completely support the saving of our dams. What else? What else does the Tri-Cities have right now? The only operating nuclear reactor in Washington State, housed right here, Tri-Cities, Washington. And I'm one of those people who stands for saving our dams. I'm one of those people that's pro-nuclear. And I am just really proud of what we're doing here in Washington State and the Tri-Cities. What do we need to do in the future? How do we get us out of this economic... Sir, yes, sir? He's telling me 3 minutes. So here we go, winding down. How do we get us out of the economic struggle that we're facing today? We need to create a business-friendly climate in Washington State where the businesses, the employees, and the citizens of Washington State can grow this economy, where they can grow and prosper. It's not government's responsibility to grow the economy. What government's responsibility to do is to create an environment in which the private sector businesses can grow and prosper. Then they can hire more employees who can make family wage jobs to support their families. And when the families prosper, then they are the economic engine that drives on this economy. When our businesses, when our families, and when our citizens grow and prosper in Washington State, that's when you'll see Washington State recovering from the economic trying times we have. So Washington State needs to create a business-friendly environment in Washington State where, once again, our businesses, our employees, and our citizens can grow and prosper. Ladies and gentlemen, I am Brad Klippert. I am your 8th Legislative District Representative for the last 2 terms, and I'm seeking re-election. I'm also Deputy Klippert of the Benton County Sheriff's Office. I have served as a law enforcement officer both in Pierce County and in Benton County now for over 19 years. I'm also Lieutenant Colonel Klippert of the Army National Guard. I've just finished up my 25th year of service in the military and working on my 26th. Because, as we said before, freedom is not free, and I'm willing to pay the price at any time, at any place, for the freedoms that we enjoy in the United States of America. I also certified as a teacher in Washington State in 1997 and have taught at every level from kindergarten through college. You know, 56 men on July 4th, 1776 faced a daunting task. They were outgunned, they were outmanned, and we here in the 13 colonies at that time had 0 Navy. 1 minute. But they said to themselves, they pledged their lives, their fortunes, and their sacred honor because they wanted to develop a new nation of the people, by the people, and for the people. Ladies and gentlemen, anything that we face, whether it's a daunting economy or any other foe that comes against us, I know that you and I, when we work together, we can, just like we have many times before in history, overcome. So I encourage you, join me now, and let's get this thing done. Let's get this Washington State, this United States back on track, because I believe with all my heart our best days are yet to come. Not in the past, but in the future. God bless you, your families. God bless America.